Hey everyone, Colin once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, episode 11. And once again, another really good episode for this great series. And so, I just don't get why people are in the anime community are so mad about this because it's different what they adapt from the manga. I have no idea why. Like I said this before though, but which I'll probably say in the next video of Cologne Generic Romance though, but it's like why people are so mad about changes from when they do adaptations, because they do make changes like from the coming from mostly a lot from the Disney live action remakes, or especially in the Marvel MCU movies. They make changes all the time. So I don't see how that's any different when they make changes from mangas. I don't understand that though. But to me, Old Country Bumpkin has been a great series. I think it's a very well written series, I would say, and it just shows like Beryl is a very intellectual person, and also not afraid to flex. Because the guy is strong. Because we see when they get into this other ambush, he's cutting up people. He's not deflecting or wanting to hurt people. No, this is like a life death situation. He's cutting, skewering into people. So after which, they want to continue on with protecting on the prince and princess, more on their protection detail. So they're doubling up more security on protecting them, and but before that though, he goes back home and Mui. Now this episode didn't have much on more on Beryl and Mui, which is fine. But I like it. To me, that's been the best parts of the series so far. But it was all right though. I mean, just like Lucy is there to talk to Beryl, and how like he was like, oh, I'm not part of this conversation, so hey, I'll just go and get the groceries to make dinner. I'll be back later. So, but that was still funny though for coming from Yui. But anyway, Lucy explained to Beryl why the Magic Corp is not involved in the protection detail, but she does explain though about the rankings of the higher ups, right? Let's say like the church, like the Pope, they're the top dog in this society. Then the next level is like the royalty, like the king and stuff like, right. Then below it is like the whole government officials and stuff like that, right? So and just explain about the whole rankings of and the whole thing, what the church is doing, right? And then afterwards, then going back on the detail. Now the guy who was with Rose the last episode, the other night, after they got attacked, right? He let that guy. Well, the guy got escaped though, but he recognized who that was, and it's not like he was not gonna keep it a secret. He tells everybody who that was. It turns out the guy was actually a former commander, so he tells everybody. It is like he didn't keep it a secret. He told everybody. So they're wondering what their planning is, and while they're traveling through this wheat field, um, they get ambushed by these archers, and they go on the attack. Beryl, he's not afraid to kill people. He doesn't hesitate at all, and like I said, he's skewering people. Even he's using one body as a shield from arrows. Which the bad guys, they don't care if they don't care if one of their own people kill each other. They'll just go shoot, even go right through their own guys to kill the people. So they're all having their moments. They're all cutting and killing bad guys. Now the whole plot is like, okay. Well, the whole rest of it's like, which by the way, the animation, the 3D animation is well done once again. When it comes to the action with the 3D animation, it's very well done. And also before that, because Beryl, he was putting a little bit together because he knew things were going a bit of a skew, right? One thing leading to another. By the end of this episode, he wanders off and he approaches Rose. I was like, hey, Rose, how you doing? Are you ready? Let's have a talk. And they both draw their swords out. Because, yeah, so it's clearly obvious, which I knew, that Rose was involved in this in some way. Because after, like I said, the last episode, after she killed that guy, given that that the deadpan look, almost like almost a deadpan look, And Beryl's like, hey, she didn't have to kill a guy. She would have pulled her punches. She would have held back, right? So he was kind of suspicious from the start. Maybe he didn't say about everyone else though that she was involved because, hey, yeah, it's kind of like the ignorance on his part because, yeah, it's his former student. You think, oh well, one of my former students wouldn't do something like that, right? But yeah, Beryl is ignorant though, but he is smart enough to figure things out though, right? Even despite he does figure out that his former student is pretty much behind a lot of this. Well, she's not the mastermind behind it. She's probably say another pawn in the whole true behind the scenes, right? Now, what do you say? Like if she makes that, now Beryl, I would say he's not gonna kill her, right? Maybe he'll just deflect and disarm her though, but I don't think he's not gonna. He's not as his former student. He's not gonna kill her. Although she's probably he'll just disarm her and make her confess to what's going on. Yeah. So, but the way he did know that, because during the whole battle, he say, "Hey Rose, you give us your shield," and she didn't do it though. So that easily even said to me right there, yeah. Now, when we say is she evil? No, because she's probably another pawn. Is probably going along, doing as they're told to go along with the plan, right? Because even earlier she wanted to talk with Lucia and say, hey, let's talk about our master, right? I wasn't there very long, but Lucia, you were there much longer when she was a kid. And she's asking her, like, hey, how was he when he was younger, and it shows that she is kind though because she was concerned because Rose showed concern because there was this little boy who was separated from her mom, so she have Lucia, hey, shout and scream, hey, we have Ritter's mom here. Ritter's mom, where are you? So she's not evil anyway though, but she's just either she was persuaded to go along with the plan or something as leverage against her, right? But she's not evil though. She is involved with this whole it has to be the plan with the church though. So, but Beryl, he's not gonna kill her. He'll probably just disarm her and just to make her tell her what's going on. But even though he probably say he will be kind of like oh, one of my former students is involved with something that's pretty devious, So, but overall, it's been a once again it's been a very good episode, So, and yeah, I was right about. I was right about Rose, yes, because after all, the last episode was plainly obvious. So, but Beryl does show he's ignorant, but he's smart enough to know better, though. Yeah, but he was saying, "Oh, well, it's my former student, though. I probably would not believe that, though. But he is also smart enough to figure it out that he probably is, though. So, and maybe they thought me think like the prince, because they also mentioned like the prince that they were protecting because he has another brother. And he's kind of like all in with the church, I guess. So maybe he's probably is the one who orchestrated the attack on his brother, or maybe and vice versa. Maybe that prince is not involved though, but maybe the princess that's also protecting them, maybe she's involved. I have no idea yet. So, but just regardless, so it's been a very great series though, and another great episode as well. And recently this has been pretty much a lot of violence, a lot of killing recently. Yeah, the last we saw pretty much a violent encounter was in that church when the dead was risen, But that was like some episodes back, and here now in the last episode, this has been pretty. It's been pretty a little bit of violence in it lately. So, but the whole thing, but overall, I think Beryl himself, he's a very well written character. He is, and I come to respect that character of Beryl. So, but yeah, but that's from episode 11, Old Country Bumpkin. We have one more to go. I want to see if it ends the way I think it goes. Maybe we'll get a second season though, but we'll see on that though. But I look forward to seeing episode 12 though. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time. On the next one of Kalunjar Generic Romance. Later.